Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Bug Talk with Dr. Capybara. I am a large South American rodent with 3 PhDs, an increasingly unreliable immune system, and a list of insects I would personally like to have a serious conversation with. Today's insect is at the top of that list. I want to start with a question. What is the worst thing an insect could do to you? Bite you? Sting you? Transmit a disease? Those are all bad. Dr. Capybara acknowledges that those are all genuinely bad things that genuinely bad insects do. But what if the insect did not attack you at all? What if instead it simply moved inside your body, and lived there for weeks, while you were awake, while you were going about your day, while you were sitting at work, eating dinner, watching television, sleeping in your bed? A living creature growing inside your flesh, eating your tissue, and you had absolutely no idea. That is the botfly. It is real. It is not rare. And depending on where you have traveled recently, it may be more relevant to your personal situation than you would currently like to think about. Today, we talk about Dermatobia hominis, the human botfly. And Dr. Capybara promises you 2 things. First, that by the end of this video you will understand one of the most sophisticated reproductive strategies in the entire insect kingdom. Second, that you will check your skin tonight. You will check it carefully, and you will do it with a flashlight. Let us start with the basics, because the botfly is not your average insect, and it does not have an average life cycle. The human botfly is a large fly, roughly the size of a bumblebee, native to Central and South America. It is not particularly threatening looking. It does not have fangs. It does not have a stinger. It cannot actually bite you itself, which sounds reassuring until you understand its strategy. The botfly does not lay its eggs on you directly. It is smarter than that. And by smarter, Dr. Capybara means more disturbing. The female botfly hunts for a mosquito, or a tick, or another biting insect. When she finds one, she catches it in midair. She literally intercepts it in flight and glues her eggs to its abdomen. 15 to 30 eggs attached to a living delivery vehicle. She then releases the mosquito and lets it go about its business. When that mosquito lands on a human and prepares to bite, the warmth of the skin triggers the botfly eggs to hatch. Instantly, right there on the mosquito's body. The tiny larvae drop onto the skin and burrow in, using the mosquito's bite wound as an entry point. The mosquito flies away. The human feels the mosquito bite, scratches it, and thinks nothing more of it. And inside the skin, something is beginning to grow. Here is what happens next, and Dr. Capybara recommends you put down any food you are currently eating. The botfly larva, the maggot, installs itself just beneath the surface of the skin. It breathes through a small opening it maintains at the skin surface, it feeds on the surrounding tissue, and it grows. Over the next 6 to 12 weeks, the larva goes through 3 developmental stages inside your body. It starts at about 1 millimeter. By the time it is ready to emerge, it can be over 2 centimeters long, roughly the size of a grape. A moving, breathing, feeding grape living under your skin. You will know something is wrong. There will be a lump. The lump will be warm. It will occasionally cause a sharp stabbing pain. That is the larva repositioning itself. Some people describe a sensation of movement inside the lump. Because there is movement inside the lump, the larva has a ring of backward-facing spines around its body. These spines anchor it in place and make removal extremely difficult. If you try to squeeze it out like a pimple, the spines dig in and the larva holds on. If you rupture the larva during removal, the contents can cause a severe inflammatory reaction in the surrounding tissue. The correct removal technique, and Dr. Capybara is going to tell you this because it is important, and also because it is one of the most remarkable things a human being has ever figured out, is to cover the breathing hole with something that blocks airflow, petroleum jelly, nail polish, raw meat placed over the wound. The larva, deprived of oxygen, begins to back out of the hole on its own. You then grab it, carefully, firmly, with tweezers and pull. Doctors in the United States are seeing botfly cases with increasing regularity as travel to Central and South America becomes more common. In 2023, cases were reported in returning travelers from Belize, Costa Rica, Mexico, Brazil, and Colombia. A case was documented in a child in Florida who had not traveled internationally at all. The fly has been found in parts of the southern United States. Now, here is what Dr. Capybara finds genuinely remarkable about the botfly, separate from the horror. The egg interception strategy is one of the most sophisticated reproductive behaviors in the insect world. The female botfly does not randomly attach eggs to any insect. She specifically targets blood-feeding insects because she knows these insects will come into contact with warm-blooded mammals. She has essentially outsourced the delivery of her offspring to another species entirely. She is running a logistics operation. The timing mechanism on the eggs is extraordinary. The eggs do not hatch based on time. They hatch based on temperature. Specifically, the temperature of mammalian skin. A botfly egg can sit on a mosquito for days without hatching. The moment it detects the precise thermal signature of a warm-blooded animal, it hatches within seconds. It is a biological thermometer with a hair trigger. And the larva itself is an engineering marvel of the most disturbing kind. Its breathing tube is sophisticated enough to maintain airflow while the larva is fully submerged in tissue. Its spines are angled specifically to resist outward pressure. Its feeding behavior is calibrated to consume enough tissue to grow without killing or seriously harming the host, because a dead host is a problem for the larva too. It needs you alive. It is, in the most unsettling way possible, being careful with you. Researchers have studied botfly larvae as a model for understanding how parasites coexist with hosts without triggering fatal immune responses. The larva secretes compounds that partially suppress the local immune reaction. Scientists studying these compounds are interested in potential applications in transplant medicine and autoimmune disease research. The botfly does not kill people. It does not transmit diseases. In most cases, if left alone, the larva completes its development, emerges on its own, drops to the ground, pupates, and becomes an adult fly. The wound heals. The person is fine. This is the part where Dr. Capybara is supposed to tell you the twist, the part where the botfly is secretly important to the ecosystem and we should respect it. And honestly, it probably is. Every species plays a role. The botfly has survived millions of years of evolution. Its larval stage contributes to nutrient cycling. Its adult stage is a pollinator. But Dr. Capybara has also read approximately 40 accounts of botfly removal this week in preparation for this video, including several involving the scalp, the eyelid, and in one particularly memorable case, the inside of a patient's ear canal. The botfly is extraordinary. The botfly is a marvel of evolution. The botfly can also absolutely stay in Central America. This has been Bug Talk with Dr. Capybara. I am going to go apply insect repellent to every surface of my body, check my skin with a flashlight, and lie awake thinking about mosquitoes for the foreseeable future. Next episode, we are staying in the Americas, going smaller, and talking about an insect so tiny most people have never seen one, but whose impact on outdoor life across the United States is growing every year. The no-see-um. You cannot see it. It can absolutely find you.